Yo, we live. Hey, welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose, here today bringing you another edition of my starting five on Draftkings and Fanduel. But before we get into that, man, we have to do the lineup review of the previous days. Starting five, man. So I got that pulled up for you all, man. It's a high scoring night tonight, man. Man, scoring was through the roof. As you can see, I got my best lineup pulled up right here. 303, man, with the updated starting five right here. Um I think this was in the single entry? Dollar single entry? Something like that. But we we hit the cash line, but nothing major, man. As you know, 303 last night wasn't nearly enough, man. I got it pulled up. Let's get into it. So the updated starting five, if you saw yesterday, I went with Russell Westbrook, Tyrese Halliburton, Jeff Green, Marcus Morris Sr., and Giannis Antetokounmpo. So let's start it out with the big centerpiece, Giannis right here. So yesterday, man, I wanted to get away from Harden. Not that he was a bad player or anything, but he was just coming in at so high on, man. And I felt like it was too high, especially since we had other superstars on the slate like Doncic, Westbrook, Giannis, guys that could score around his output, and if he didn't go too crazy. So me trying to I knew fading James Harden, I had to lock somebody in that could potentially score as much as him, or if not more. And that's how I ended up with Giannis being a centerpiece right here. We got him at 18%. Put up 57 DraftKings points, just not enough. As Harden crushed the field yesterday, man, putting up 83, man. But this is just, I don't know if it was just bad luck or whatever. Johnny just didn't have a good game, but if I told you before the slate started yesterday, you could pick between Harden and Giannis was gonna go to OT, I'm pretty sure everybody would win Giannis, man. And that was just, we just unlucky. We went Giannis here to fade Harden, which was great because I think Harden was like 40 plus% ownership. Got Giannis at half the ownership, and the game went to OT, but he just didn't give us the output we needed. But it was very solid though, 57.25, man. Can't complain. You just need more from him. The next play I went with was Russell Westbrook here at the point guard. I felt like it was gonna be stars and scrubs, as it was enough value yesterday, so I wanted to get me another superstar in him. And Russell Westbrook had a great matchup against the Sacramento Kings. Highest total on the slate, man. He did what Russell Westbrook does, man, and gave you a triple double, man. He's always a triple double threat anytime he steps on the court. Paid off for us here in Sacramento. Nice performance at 62.5 DK points at 15% ownership. That Tyrese Halliburton, he was an updated starting five, man. You seen him from the video yesterday. I liked him. He was a great price on him. He got the minutes, just didn't produce like we needed to as all the other Kings guys went out. That's to be expected. But when you have like guys like Fox, Hield, and Barnes putting up big performances, somebody's gonna fall off. And in this case, it was Halliburton and Rashad Holmes. I know Holmes hurt some people if you had Holmes in there as well, but it's one of those situations. It's a great game. All five of the players are not going to go off. So the Halliburton at home took the cut tonight. We'll take it. 25% ownership. 20. He didn't kill us at 26. He's still right at 5x for us. So very solid. Solid enough to keep us in the cash game. I mean, to keep us above the cash line. And the reason why I'm not too upset with it, I think the winning lineup put up, 395, and they had Halliburton in it. So we could have had Halliburton yesterday and still got to a win. Coming down, Jeff Green, man. I told y'all in the video he was gonna see more runs going against Sabonis. I told you that the same way when they played New York, he should be. They need the bigger bodies to go against Sabonis and turn it down low. So I knew Jeff Green would be in line for plenty of minutes. He returned us a nice money mark here, 30 fantasy points at 4,200 at 9% on, man. Great leverage there on the field, nice output, but it was just so many ways you could go yesterday, man. So many guys performed well. Again, Coming down, Marcus Morris Sr. was the last pick rounding out the starting five. Got him at 4,100. Knew he'd be in the starting lineup. Knew Dallas wasn't big or dominant in the front court, so he would be able to have a little offensive output and get a few rebounds in there. And he gave us a nice return at this 4,100 with 27 DK points in. Just finishing out the lineup, man. Went Larry Nance Jr. He almost made the updated starting five. Felt like the price was good on him. Nice matchup with no love. Solidified his minutes. He gave us a great return, almost 10x in here with 44 DK points at 4,700. And then rounding out my last two plays, I went Kevin Porter Jr. You saw him in the video yesterday. Great matchup with the Golden State Warriors, man. He came in at 40% on. I got a little chalky here, but he gave us 45 DK points. Nice production at his price. And probably my real downfall, other than Giannis, because I should have stayed with Sabonis. I told y'all an updated starting five. Sabonis was the play against the Nets, and he went off. He was a better play than I could have used him in here instead of Giannis and saved some of that salary. Then I wouldn't have to go as low as I went down here. Got real cute, man, and went Frank Johnson. Got a little too cute down here. Frank Jackson, I'm sorry. Saw he was starting in this matchup. We knew all the other shooting guards were questionable. We thought it was a spot that we maybe could get different, and we know from his days in New Orleans, he's a very capable fantasy producer when he gets the minutes. So with him starting, man, we thought maybe we could get a low on leverage play on the field. Came in 8% on, but didn't do much for us, man. Just 10 DK points here. So the combination of not going Sabonis and getting too cute at Jackson right here really kept me from having a higher producing lineup. But hey, it's on to the next day. Nice 6-gamer tomorrow, man. Let's see what I got cooking for y'all. Coming in at point guard at the top, I want to go with my boy Donovan Mitchell, man. Listen, it's no Mike Conley today. I know a lot of people going to go to Jordan Clarkson, some Joe Ingles as well. You should, but if you've seen my videos before, you know I think point guard Donovan Mitchell is an elite fantasy play. So we getting point guard Donovan Mitchell in the dream matchup against the Washington Wizards. You know, horrible defense, fast-paced game. They're favored by 10, but I'm not worried about that because first of all, tomorrow, 5 of the 6 games, the spreads are -7 or better. So it's potential for blowouts in 5 of the 6 games tomorrow. So you're just going to have to plant your flag on the plays you like tonight, man. And I'm going with Donovan Mitchell, man. I'm not. I think they're favored by 10, but I'm not worried about the blowout here, man. The Wizards are a scrappy bunch, man. They fight, scratch, and claw in every game. If the Jazz do pull away, it'll probably be in the fourth quarter. So you should see full run from Donovan Mitchell at 8,700 in this matchup, man. I like going there, all right? Especially it should give me a little. Hopefully, I'm a little different from the Clarkson and Ingles guys, but it's a 6-game. It's gonna be hard to be too different without risking upside. So I like Donovan Mitchell. Hopefully coming in lower on tomorrow behind Clarkson and Ingles. That'll be ideal. So I like going to him in this matchup. Coming in at shooting guard, man. Trying to get a little different here. Going with Gary Trent Jr. in his matchup against the New Orleans Pelicans. Gonna be your highest total on the slate, man. The only game predicted to be close is I think it's a 1-point game. I want to go Gary Trent Jr. here for one. I know nobody's going to go to him because CJ McCollum is back. He's in the starting lineup. Here's the thing about that. McCollum's probably going to be on a minutes limit for a little while coming off a foot injury. Gary Trent Jr. still saw 30-plus minutes in the last matchup. I'm anticipating him doing that again. And the other thing that bodes well for him is I think Gary Trent Jr. actually played, well, I ain't going to say think. I know he actually plays better coming off the bench. When he gets in off the bench, it's more so he gets more command, more usage as they look to him and like Melo to score when they go to the bench guys. In this up-paced matchup, man, he doesn't have to give you a monster at 5,300, man. He can get you around 35 tomorrow night, and that should really do it. And it's going to set you apart because I'm pretty sure he's coming in low on, man. I like going to Gary Trent Jr. in this matchup. Coming in at small forward, the guy I want to look at, Kyle Kuzma, man, been very, very solid since AD went by. AD went down. The only thing that's been hindering him from giving you great performances, which is good for us today because it's keeping his price from moving, is the Lakers have been crushing, man. You seen Kuzma play like 28, 26 minutes because the Lakers just been on cruise control the last couple of games. Coming in against the Charlotte Hornets right here, I think this is the ideal matchup for Kuzma because they playing a team in Charlotte Hornets who has LaMelo Ball at the point guard, who's going to push the pace, man. You know he likes to get out and run. So it's going to speed the pace of this game up, and that bodes well for Kyle Kuzma. I think Kyle Kuzma is at his best when he plays in transition. He's more aggressive. He attacks the basket. He dishes. So with LaMelo Ball pushing the pace, it's going to be more transition opportunities, more chances for easy buckets, man. I like Kyle Kuzma in this matchup. They hopefully give us a big performance here. Right? Coming in at power forward, the guy I want to look at. Coming it back, running it back in that same Utah Wizards guy. I'm going to go with Rui Hachimura here. Something is clicked. I don't know what it is, but coming back since the All-Star break, outside of a blowout in Philly, Rui has shot the ball 15 or more times in the last 3 games. And that's just something he was not doing that much early on in the year. If he's going to continue to be that aggressive, I love it, man, especially at this $5,600 price tag. We talk about a guy who rebounds very well. He plays solid defense. He's always in line for a steal or two. We just hoping him taking more shots and command a little more attention from the defense, and he can pick up a few more assists. But I like going to Rui right here in this matchup against the Jazz. They're gonna need his offense. This is I'm hoping he come in a little low on because nobody gonna really want to go to Rui. If they go into this game, they're gonna go the usual Westbrook bill and might take a chance on Lynn. So I'm hoping Rui come in here a little suppressed ownership tomorrow. I like his chances in this matchup against the Jazz. And coming in at center, a guy I want to go to. Y'all know y'all seen the last couple of videos. Every slate I've been playing DeAndre Ayton. He has the same thing as like Kuzma. The thing that's been hurting his upside ceiling performance is just blowouts in minutes. The Suns have been crushing. So you seeing like 27, 28 minutes from Ayton, man. He's not been getting his full 30 plus minutes. But going this matchup against Minnesota, man, you know Minnesota is traditionally horrible against centers. I'm hoping he get going early and often and give us a nice size double-double. I think this price is too low on him, man, especially if Minnesota stays in this game just enough for him to see full run, man. He could really crush this $6,200 price tag. So there you have it, man. My starting 5 for DraftKings today: Donovan Mitchell, Gary Trent Jr., Kyle Kuzma, Rui Hachimura, and DeAndre Ayton, man. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pool. You know I'm going to have plenty of them, all right? Let's go take a look at FanDuel. But before we do that, man, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It goes a long way, man. If you got any questions about the slate, man, leave it in the comment section, man. It's best to do it on Twitter, but I'm there all day, man. If you ask a question, man, I'm gonna do my best to respond time I get it as soon as I see it. So ask any questions you have. You stuck between two guys, man, it doesn't matter. Leave it in the comment section, or like I said, leave it at Twitter, and I'll get back to you, but hopefully before lock. All right. Coming in on FanDuel. Open up at the top. They're very similar starting 5, man. I like how these guys are priced over here on FanDuel. You're not gonna see too much difference. But at the top, the guy I want to look at is Chris Paul. Matchup with Minnesota, man. I think he is just too cheap right here on FanDuel at $6,900, man. You know he orchestrates the show. It's Minnesota. The defense is horrible. I'm hoping they can just stay in it long enough and all these Sun guys can reach value before they sit down. And this is the most, like I said, you can't try to predict blowouts. But if you ask me which game I think has most likely to blow out tomorrow, it'll be this Phoenix Minnesota game. But I'm hoping. But the only way the blowout happens is if the guys get in there and they produce early and put them to bed early, and they can get up out of there. So that being said, I think Chris Paul can still reach value at this $6,900. Definitely gonna look to him tomorrow for this matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Coming down, shooting guard, man, Donovan Mitchell, 8,300, man. Don't need to say nothing else. I'm telling you, point Donovan Mitchell is an elite fantasy option, all right? Small forward, staying with my boy Rui Hachimura, man. Hope he can keep his offensive mindedness going for the rest of the year. And if his price doesn't come up, man, I'm just gonna start locking him in every slate until I think they price him appropriately. All right. Coming in at power forward, staying with Kyle Kuzma, like the price, like the matchup. I'm expecting about 35 to 40 from Kyle Kuzma tomorrow for this 6K price tag. And rounding out at center, man. I told you no real difference. I like all my plays across both sites today. Going right back to DeAndre Ayton. He's a little bit more expensive over here on FanDuel, which is unusual. You haven't usually really seen that this year, but I'm okay with it. 6,800 is still not. I don't think high enough for what DeAndre Ayton can do. He should be in line, like I said, for an easy double tomorrow, maybe more. Hope he gets it going early and often as well. Right? That's going to do it for us over here on FanDuel. The starting five: Chris Paul, Donovan Mitchell, Rui Hachimura, Kyle Kuzma, and DeAndre Ayton, man. Get these guys in your player pool. Get you plenty of exposure to them. Be sure to check back to the video or Twitter about 30 minutes to an hour before lock to see the updated starting five, to see what I like for the night after all the news breaks, all right? That's going to do it for us here today, man. Y'all know the motto: chances make champions. Y'all green up. I see y'all tomorrow, all right? Let's go.